Be to God, you deserve it all. Yeah.
I was sitting here getting ready to, obviously doing my makeup, and I was thinking about like what is the next episode for me to post on Diary of Our Souls, because it has been over a week. And lately, over the last week, I've written more about my situation, my current like circumstances with being a single mother. And to be honest, I never want to talk about that. Like, I never want to talk about being a single mother, being a single primary default parent. One, because I don't know, on social media, I feel like there's such a huge attack like on women who are single mothers, who are doing like their best to, heal and raise their children and find themselves, find what they want to do with their careers. And anytime I read or watch anything in regards to the conversation on single mothers, I just like vomit, because it seems as though like we are supposed to only be accountable for why we are in the current situation and circumstances that we are as women raising children alone. And there's not a lot of conversations on holding the other person like accountable in any regard. So I really try to keep my like that part of me to myself. But it made me think like, that's the whole point of Diary of Our Souls, is to share, these experiences, to share my experience and my circumstances that other people may be going through, that they can relate. So as always, they feel like, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one in the world who's a single mother, who's a single parent, a default primary parent, where you're just really navigating life on your own with raising a child. I think also a part of me not wanting to share what it's like being a single parent is because, like, if you've ever been in an abusive relationship, that person who abused you controlled you. They controlled your dynamic. They used abuse to control you and your dynamic. And although I'm like divorced, and I've been divorced for almost like 4 years now, I'm not afraid of like the other person. I'm not afraid of my ex in any regards, but I always kind of feel like in the back of my head that if I tell my truth, if I share my story, that like he's gonna punish me, like in some regards. And punishment from him, which is, it's weird to use that word, but that's what it is. Like the way he now like manipulates and tries to control me is by being absent in my child's life when he chooses, and not like, keeping up his end of the responsibility with just like the nights that he's supposed to have her, or paying child support fully or on time. And so sometimes I'm just like, there's no point to even share that, because if this ever gets back out to him, like just imagine like the things that he's gonna say or try to do. And I've done a pretty good job with setting a boundary for myself, with just like ignoring it and not paying attention to anything that he does have to say or he does feel, because if it's not in regards to our child specifically, like what's the point of the conversation? So I wanted today's video to, it's not just about like telling another single mother, another primary default parent. Like, I see you, I feel you, you got this, like, it's all right, you're amazing, your children are amazing. Because to be honest, I feel like saying those things is like glorifying a responsibility that is not always glorified, putting like an emphasis like on like the road is leading to positivity when it doesn't always feel like that, and it doesn't always look like that for some of us. So I just wanted to share, like, I am a single mother. I am a primary default parent. That means everything in regards to my child is on me. The only time that I'm not worrying about like my kid is when she goes to spend her days with her father. And like I said, that's not always consistent, and it's typically not consistent in regards to just like someone just not wanting to be like fully there and fully, in it and raising our child. And so I struggle. I wouldn't say I struggle every day, but there are days where the weight of this, where the weight of the responsibility, like sometimes it feels like so overwhelming. Sometimes it feels like, how am I getting through this? How is like the grace of God, God of the universe, really like carrying me through this? Like, how have I managed to like make good choices and make reasonable choices to get us like sometimes like to the next month? Like sometimes I'm just focused on like making sure that our bills and our rent are paid for the month so that the next 30 days or whatever is okay. And then there are the days where most of the time it does feel like we live a well-lived, joyful life. We live a life of peace. We live a life where it is me and my daughter, and I'm happy because I know that I'm going to do whatever I have to do to take care of her. I know that I'm not going to fail her. I know that I'm going to show up and do what I have to do, because there is a part of this responsibility where it has to be done. If it's not going to get done by me, who else is it going to get done by? But then like a part of that struggle too is, I've had to integrate myself back into like corporate America to work, to make a living for us. And so sometimes feeling like I'm putting like my dreams or aspirations on the back burner and waiting for like her to be the right age or the right time to be able to like fully dedicate myself and be consistent with Diary of Our Souls or my business. And so I kind of beat myself up about that, because just as I am a mother who is raising a child, who is making sure that, I'm raising a great human being, a kind human being, an intelligent human being, I beat myself up because I don't always give all that I can give to me, And that's the thing about like parenthood. Like when you're really in it, you're giving all that you can give to your child. And sometimes you forget to give to yourself. Sometimes you forget to like remind yourself, like, you deserve the things that are on your heart. You deserve the things that you pray about, that you dream about, that you thought you would be. Like, there is time, and although we don't know how much time like we have here on earth, like I'm just a believer that there is time, and to take everything as it is, the good, the bad, the ugly, to take it all in as it is, and whatever you have control over, to let that carry you. I shared a video about being in control of your dynamic. Like, you specifically are in control of your dynamic, and that's not just like your stewardship and how you show up in your motherhood or your fatherhood. That's also how you show up for yourself. And so I think that being a mom, being a parent, and being someone who's exploring like their identity, who's exploring like, I don't know, I feel like I'm exploring who I am, I'm learning who I am, I'm really figuring out like what is like my true passion, like what I'm trying to go after. And I'm learning how not to let the toll of being a single parent like bring me down or make me feel as though I don't have any options, because I have unlimited options. And I wouldn't even say I have unlimited options. I would say that I have the capability of finding the resources to help me get into opportunities that will bring unlimited options, but that is difficult. It's like a constant hurdle, but there's no hurdle that you can't overcome. Um, I don't know. I don't really know like how to end this video or if this conversation even makes sense. It's just like I said, the thought of being a single mom, the thought of being a single parent has been like on my heart heavy like the last week for sure. And I've been trying to like find a way to like express it and like let it out in the best way possible. And so I just got in here and started talking, just letting it flow. Because like I said, I don't want to, it's not just about glorifying like what it looks like, the positive part of what it looks like being a single parent, being a single mother, because it's not always glorified. It's not always easy. It's hard to be resilient sometimes. It's hard to endure. You know, a lot of us are like going through the mud, digging through the mud so that our children can have like gardens, right? So that our children can just have like just this beautiful life that we work so hard to build. And that is not always easy. Like, my child motivates me. Like, I want her in 10 years to be like, I live this life. I get to go to the school that I want to go to. I get to have the career that I want to have. I get to do everything that I want to do, because not only did my mom work hard to build and sustain a life and a foundation for me to stand on, but I just want her to inherit my heart. I want her to inherit my love. I want her to inherit, you know, my determination, my power, my willingness to fight through any adversity to get what she wants. And I want her to know that we didn't just wake up one morning and have like this life, you know, that I worked for it. And I worked for it while I was in corporate America, while I was sitting here trying to, you know, feed a word to someone. Maybe this word that I'm hoping helps someone is the way that God feeds into me. And so I just wanted to share for anyone who's a single parent, a single mother, a primary default parent, everything is on you. Yes, in hindsight, everything will be okay. Everything happens for a reason. You are in control of your dynamic. You have what it takes to go after what you're trying to go after. It is hard. It is difficult. It is not easy. You will have sleepless nights. You will not want to get up. You will not want to plan. You don't want to cook. You don't want to take the kids to school. But you have what it takes to be what you want. And that's why it's in you. So I just hope that this episode of Diary of Our Souls is just like a little tug. I just want it to be a little tug for you. So that is all that I have for today. Until next time.